Got my cutter, got my torch. Pour a beverage and I step out on the porch. Grab a cigar, I love that view. I guess it's time for another Poolside cigar review.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Poolside Cigar Reviews with Kirk. Today I'm looking at something pretty special. This is the Padron 1926 80-year anniversary. It's 6 3/4 by 52. Nice torpedo perfecto stick. Hopefully I don't lose my camera here. This is the Maduro. It is a Nicaraguan Puro. I've had one of these before a couple years ago, and I felt like I should give it a full review. It's not a cheap stick. It's about $31, $32. But we'll find out together if it's worth it. Very open. I mean, just a little cut there. Little sweetness. But we'll see here. This has a reputation of being quite the powerhouse. I don't remember that from last time, but we'll see. Stomach's not terribly full right now. I ate breakfast, but not lunch. And it's about 1:30. You know, Padrons have very similar flavors across the line. This is no exception. First light, there's a lot of cocoa. A lot of smoke. Cocoa and tobacco, but very, very rich and sweet. Now, as it rests on the palate in the finish, it starts to tingle a little bit. But, you know, like many Padrons, that finish is just delicious. That's a ton of smoke with just a teeny tiny cherry. And really, same flavors, but just more of them. So very, very good. Great start, Padron. Let's give this a little bit of time, and I'll come back and let you know how it progresses. But so far, we're off to a killer start. So hang on, guys. I'll see you in a minute. So I'm about a half hour in now. So far, I have thoroughly enjoyed this. This is up there with any of the best cigars I've ever smoked. It's always hard to rank. I'm actually enjoying this a lot more than my memory, the one that I smoked a while ago, about 2 years ago. And very, very good. Now the draw is completely wide open on this. And it's also burning faster than I would have expected. But honestly, I don't mind because the flavors are so fantastic. The performance has been great. I just knocked the ash off a little bit ago. You just have to really sip on this cigar because the draw is so wide open. But it produces a ton of smoke. And you don't want to breathe it in because it will make you cough. But flavor-wise, it's all over the place. You know, that first inch, you know, it definitely started with cocoa, got a little coffee. Right now, it's just like kind of a tobacco sweetness, but there's been savory notes in there. I've had cinnamon. Very deep tobacco. You know, this is a cigar that if you really think about it, it's so complex. If you think about it, you can just pull flavors all over the place. I mean, there's a lot going on in here. And what's beautiful about it, and what's great about a lot of Padrones, is the flavors are subtle. You know, while it's got a lot of flavor, and I know I've described Padron this way before, it's just, I think it's so well aged and the flavors are so well balanced that it's really hard to pick out individual flavors as being dominant, because there's really not a lot of dominant flavors. To me, like, Padron Maduro is its own dominant flavor. It just got so much going on. And when you smoke a Padron Maduro, I mean, I think they're all fairly similar in character. So, you know, I think what distinguishes to this point the 80 year from, you know, from like any other 26 Maduro or 64 Maduro, or even just the plain brown band Padron line Maduros, are just the deep smoothness and complexity here. I mean, the underlying flavor is very similar, but this has got a ton going on. And what's also great about it, though, is if you don't want to if you're a person who doesn't want to think about it, you can still sit and smoke this and enjoy every single draw. And every draw is really just, to this point, been a real treat. I'm digging this. And if you retrohale, this will get you. It's very smooth in the mouth. Through the nose, it's got a lot of pepper. I just retrohale a tiny bit because it just plays hell in my sinuses, and I don't like it. But you definitely get black pepper in the retrohale, but really not a lot of black pepper on the palate. The main flavors are going to be your coffee, your cocoa, your deep tobacco. Those are the three main flavors. And like I said, I got a little bit of savory notes. I got some cinnamon, some other spices, maybe some mild cedar here and there. Just really, really nice. I mean, I can't say enough good things about this. And, you know, I was just trying to look up some factoids on this Padron 80 years. And according to Cigar Aficionado, this is rolled by one buncher and one roller. So the buncher takes the filler and bunches it and puts it into the binder, and then the roller rolls the wrapper onto it. So this is a product of two people. So any 80 year you get, in theory, at least from what I read, are rolled by the same person, which is pretty cool. And apparently they do about 300 cigars a day, so not too many. And I figure if you multiply that out, you're probably looking somewhere 85,000 cigars a year. So fairly limited. They sell these in boxes of 8. And depending on where you are, they can be hard to find. But I am loving it. And I may grab a drink to pair this with right now. It doesn't look super classy, but I'm pairing it with just some sparkling water. And this is mandarin orange. It's not sweet. It's just like carbonated water with a little squeeze of orange juice in it, but not like concentrated orange juice. It's very subtle. But I've said before, I think that like a citrus water is a great pairing if you're really trying to dive in and pick out flavors in a cigar. But I may grab something special to pair with this in a little bit, because this is a very special cigar, and I think it merits a special pairing to wrap it out. So I will be back, and I'll let you know what else we get from this Padron, because right now I'm loving it, and I'm enjoying sharing it with you guys. So take care. See you in a minute. The cigars continue to amaze me. Really fantastic. If you really pay attention, I mean, it's a little bit different draw to draw. I don't have a whole lot more to offer from the last update. I mean, it's the same flavors ducking in and out, just at different levels, you know. A little more of this, a little more of that. Overall, again, very similar flavors, but they're all great. Little creaminess. It's a little more mild this third, and creaminess kind of kicked up. It's a dessert heavy stick. Like I said, not a lot of black pepper. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the band off now. But I took the the secondary band off a little bit ago. I'm going to lose the ash if I do that. Came off clean. I'll just slide it off. But still, just fantastic. Perfect burn. Haven't touched it up. It's slightly breezy today. I don't know if I told you, but I'm an hour in. And I did grab something very special to pair with this. And that's Old Pultney 21 year. This is single malt scotch from Wick, Scotland in the Highlands. Wick is the northernmost distillery on the mainland of Scotland. Northernmost distillery overall is Highland Park on the Isle of Pultney. But this Old Pultney 21 year, I don't know if you can see how cloudy it is. That's a good thing. It's not chill filtered, so when you put water in it, it gets cloudy. I just put a little bit of water. It's 46% alcohol. A little bit of water will really open up your single malt, really give you a lot more flavor. And it'll tame some of the alcohol burn. I know a lot of people like that. A lot of people drink their scotch neat, but I'm a big believer in water. 46% isn't too bad to drink neat. But I've had people to the house that want to drink their scotch neat, and I've got cask strength stuff that's 55 to 60%, and they'll drink that, and I think, what are you getting out of that other than a hot mouth? But to each their own, But this 21-year-old single malt is beautiful, really interesting. Unlike any other single malt I've had, it's so soft, delicate, and fairly mild in the mouth when you take a sip of it. It's really not all that exciting. When you take a sip, it's just very, very gentle, but the finish is incredible. And in the mouth, it's just got this light, fruity sweetness. To me, it tastes like a mild stewed apple with maybe like a little bit of pineapple. Really interesting. But the finish is so long. And I've never had a spirit that had such a different mouth taste to the finish. The finish gives you some spiciness, some like clove and pepper, and then some salt, some like briny salt, seaweed kind of like, and then it finishes back into a fruity sweetness again. Really great stuff. This won the World Whiskey of the Year in 2012 from that Jim Murray Whiskey Bible. I'm so happy. Got a fantastic cigar with an equally fantastic scotch. Hell of a day. I'll check in at the very end and give you my final thoughts. But this is a winner, and I'm a happy guy. Just take it easy, guys. I'll see you in a minute. So I'm about an hour and 40 minutes in now. Unfortunately, I'm wrapping this up, and that makes me very sad. This is one of very few cigars that if I had the resources to have multiples, I would love to spark up another. It's just beautiful. Great cigar. The final third, again, had some mildness and creaminess. Back up with some new flavors. I had some spicy raisin that kind of reminded me of like mincemeat pie, if you've ever had that. There's some milk chocolate flavors in there. With graham cracker, it gave me kind of like a s'more flavor. Just fantastic. That's all I can really say. This was a great, great cigar. It's hard to rank the all-time favorites, especially when you're one guy, you can't smoke everything all the time. Boy, was this a good one. Stayed cool. I mean, it's still cool right now. Be very sad to put this down. And pairing it with the old Pultney 21 year was not a mistake. Now, this is a lesson in both pairing and in life in general. It's very nice to have a cigar with a very long finish and a scotch with a very long finish, because what it does is it forces you to slow down. Like I said, wide open draw. I don't think I've ever had a cigar with the draw this open that burned for an hour and 40 minutes. Now, I know that might be a low burn time compared to some of the other ones. I think the last one I smoked burned for over 2 hours, and I did pace myself on this, but I don't feel gypped at an hour and 40 minutes. It's a long smoke. You know, most cigars I like to smoke are between 50 minutes and an hour and 10 because I get bored. That's a lot of time to smoke. But not this. Every draw was a treat. Woody notes. All over the place, man. Very interesting cigar. Will not bore you. Is it worth $32? That's kind of up to you. For me, the answer is a maybe. I'm not going to say definitely, but if your goal is to try all the best cigars in the world, I don't think you should leave this off your list. Even at $32, if you're just trying to get the very, very best of everything, if you're not looking for value, because I don't think I would call it a value stick at $32. It's a really expensive cigar. But if you just want the best of everything, I think this has to be on your must-try list and keep your eyes open for it. Same thing with this old Pultney 21 year. If you are an avid single malt scotch drinker, very interesting, beautiful scotch. You know, I like big flavors. I'm not always looking for smoothness. I like a lot of Isla malts. This has no peat in it. If you don't like peat, this might still be okay for you. It's like I said, it's kind of light and fruity, but then spicy in the finish. With all the flavors I described before, and it's interesting how it evolves as you drink it. You know, this is the same dram. Again, slow down, enjoy things. You know, nurse a dram for an hour. A lot of times I'll put something over the top so I don't lose too much to evaporation. But overall, wow. Great cigar, great scotch. I'm stunned. Burned perfectly. No touch-ups, no nothing. Really, really great. So I'll go ahead and leave you guys. This has been a long review, so hopefully you stuck it out. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. So until next time, everybody, keep your feet in the pool, a drink in your hand, and a cigar in your mouth. Take care.